Hey everybody, welcome to a new episode. I got a really easy project this time. I'm going to refinish this old shelf. So when I say old shelf, I don't necessarily mean an antique piece of furniture or something like that. What I have here is this little tiny bookshelf that I made with my grandpa when I was probably 12 years old, maybe somewhere around there. I'm gonna give it to my daughter, but this thing's definitely seen some hard use. It's kind of beat up. It's got some holes and nicks and lots of things in there. My goal is not to get this completely perfect. I just want to basically clean it up. I found a couple nails. I don't even know how the nails got in there. Let me go ahead and pull those out. At one time, I had screwed a piece of hardboard to the back, so it's got some screw holes and that sort of thing in there. Not even going to worry about trying to fill those in. Again, just trying to clean up the surface. One thing that's kind of cool, my name written on the bottom from when I was, I don't know, 10, 12 years old, something like that. I'm going to leave that on there. I'm not going to sand that off. My grandpa was a woodworker, and probably where I got a lot of my passion for woodworking and building and fixing things is he was always working on something. I used to spend a lot of time down in his basement workshop working with him. He would help me build things and different projects and stuff like that, which helped me really build a love for woodworking and also just fixing things in general. He was always working on something, didn't want to get rid of something because he knew he could fix it. Most of the time he could. I think that's where I get it from. This shelf really isn't super high quality. I remember making it on his radial arm saw, cutting the dados for the shelves. There's no finish on this, it's just bare wood. I'm just going to sand it all down to smooth out any rough spots, and really just to get it cleaned up well. I've got it pretty well sanded. Definitely didn't take the whole thing down to completely bare wood, fresh clean wood. I kind of like that it still has some of the beat up look on there because, well, it is beat up. I'm not trying to restore this to brand new, perfectly good condition. Again, just wanting to clean it up so that I can actually put a finish on this and give this to my daughter. I'll wrap up the sanding, just cleaning up some of the corners, making sure that there's no sharp edges. The shelf has these little heart cutouts in here as kind of a handle. Don't really know what we cut those out with. It looks pretty rough, so my guess is that my grandpa probably gave me a coping saw, told me to cut it out. That would probably account for why they're so rough. I think that about wraps up the sanding. Not completely down to bare wood, but it's cleaned up. The surface is smooth at least, and we can probably go ahead and get a finish on there. One thing first, there is a little crack right here on this handle. I'm going to go ahead and try to squeeze a little bit of glue in there, clamp that up, and try to reinforce that crack. And I've got some good squeeze out on there, so it tells me that I got some glue down in there. Hopefully it'll be enough to stabilize that crack. Once the glue is dry, I'll unclamp it and sand the crack down flush. I think that's about all the sanding and any of the repairs that I'm going to do on this shelf. I still want it to retain some of the beat up dents and dings that I put in it when I was growing up. I think it's time to get on to the finish. Just going to use Danish oil, wipe on a couple of coats. This never had any sort of finish applied to it when it was originally built. I thought it would be a good idea to use a finish this time just to help preserve it a little bit better. Once the Danish oil is dried overnight, the shelf's ready to be put to use. So I hope you enjoyed this little project video. It wasn't a real elaborate build or anything like that, just a simple refinishing project. This is something that means a lot to me because I remember building this thing with my grandpa many years ago, and I also remember playing with it a lot as a kid growing up. and now it's going to be put to use in my daughter's room, and who knows what she'll do with it in future years to come. So thanks a lot for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up, and also give it a share if you think someone you might know would enjoy watching it as well. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel so you don't miss any other episodes that are coming up. Thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Is that done?
Is it done?
Yeah.
Not yet. I'm gonna put some Danish oil on it.
Okay. Is that just clear?
Mm-hmm.
Is it gonna be Danish?
It's gonna be Danished.